Good morning and happy Friday, and hello to this live GCSE Maths Lesson number 10. I can't believe it. This is the fifth week we've been doing this. And firstly, apologies about the change in the time. The internet was just messing up. So thank you for anyone who's watching this live right now, half an hour after we're supposed to start. This is going to be the very last of these live GCSE Maths lessons. I know, but I feel like as we now get closer to the summer holidays, I think now would be a great time to kind of stop these. But don't worry, because I will be uploading new maths videos every single week over the summer holidays of new and different GCSE topics that you can carry on learning about maths, and hopefully continue to help you with your GCSE maths. So today we're going to be, for our last lesson, we're going to be looking at the topic of interior angles of shapes. And you might already know about the interior angles of a triangle or a four-sided shape, but we're talking about the interior angles of five-sided, six-sided, 10-sided shapes, which you will need to know how to calculate for your GCSEs. But before we do that, as always, we're going to start with the 5-minute countdown game. And I'll explain how that works, and then we'll get into the lesson. I'm going to show you how to calculate the interior angles of polygons, and then I'll also show you a typical exam style question on this. Okay, so let me know, as always, let me know if you're watching. Give this video a like if you're watching live right now, or if you're watching this video later on, which I know a lot of people do. So let's make a start with today's lesson. Okay, so the countdown numbers game, for anyone who is joining us for the very first time, you will get 6 numbers here that I'm going to give you, as well as a target number. And what you've got to do is make this target number with the 6 numbers. The rules are you can only use each number once, and you don't have to use all of the numbers. You can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, but you cannot use a calculator. Okay, so let's get everyone who's watching this right now, let's get everyone involved. Anyone can take part in this, and this is why this is why I chose this particular exercise for my live lessons, because everyone can take part. All you need is a pen. You don't sometimes even need a pen. You can just do this mentally. So here are the numbers for today: 100, 25, 10, 7, 2, and 5. And the target number is 605. You got 3 minutes. Your time starts now. And do let me know if you are watching, and I will try to give as many of you mentions as possible. Okay, so let me know what year group. Let me know what school you normally go to. So can you make 605 with those 6 numbers? And if you are joining us for the very first time, do go and check out my YouTube channel, Capacity Maths Tutoring, where we've got 9 other of these live GCSE maths lessons on topics such as trigonometry, simultaneous equations, and lots of grade 4, grade 5 topics. Okay, you've had 1.5 minutes on this. We've got David Combe, who's watching right now. Hello to you. Have you managed to work this out? Let me know. Got a minute left. Okay, guys, and that is your time up. Have you worked it out? Have you managed to work this out? If you have, well done. I'm going to now show you how to one way to get 605. And there's probably lots and lots of different ways that you can get 605 with these particular numbers. So the way I did it was this time. I tried to make, because I know I've got a 5 here, so, and I've got 100, so I just tried to make 6 with these numbers here, so then I could add the 5 on, and then if I can make 6 with these, times it by the 100, and then add the 6. So can we make 6 with the 4 numbers in the middle? And yes, we can. 25 take away 10 is 15. So 7 plus 2 is 9. 15 take away 9 is 6, and then we just do the 100 times by 6, which is 600, and add the 5. Gives you 605. Did you get it right? Well done if you did. And let's have a look at today's lesson, which is looking at working out interior angles of shapes, of polygons. Polygons are kind of any shape. I'm gonna show you how you can work out the interior angles of any shape. Okay, now as I mentioned, what you've probably already learnt how to work out the interior angles of a triangle. You should know that interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Some of you may also know that if it's a 4-sided shape, a quadrilateral, that the interior angles of that shape add up to 360 degrees. But a lot of people and a lot of students are not sure what the interior angles of a 7-sided shape or a 10-sided shape or even like a 14-sided shape, how to go about working that out, or what those angles would be. So this is how you work it out using this formula here. Okay, make sure you write this down. This is a really important formula. You might have seen this formula as n minus 2 times 180, but the n represents the number of sides. So the number of sides take away 2, and then times that by 180. That tells you the sum of the interior angles, and it's important to understand what that means. That means sum means the total. When all of the angles are added together, so what you're working out here is what all the angles in that shape all the interior angles in that shape add up to make. It's not the individual angle, is what they all add up to make. And that's really important. And what I wanted to just share with you is why this formula actually works. Okay, so I've got these two shapes here. Got my pentagon and a octagon here. Now, the reason why this works is if I split either of these two shapes into triangles, well, let me do that and you'll see, hopefully, why. So just going to split these into triangles like this. Right, and I'm going to do the same with this pentagon here. Now look at how many triangles you can split these shapes into. So this one, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this one, we've got 1, 2, and 3. And do you notice anything right now about the number of sides there are of the shape and the number of triangles there are you can split that shape into? So here we've got a 5-sided pentagon, and you can only split it into 3 triangles. And this octagon, you can only split into 6 triangles. And that's why we take away 2, because there are 2 less triangles in a shape than there are its number of sides. Okay, so we take away 2, and that tells us, basically, that tells us how many triangles there are in the shape. And then we multiply it by the 180, because, of course, there are 180 degrees in a triangle. And this tells us what the interior angles will all add up to make the total. So important. Okay, so let's have a look at our first example. This one. And as I always say, write the examples down that I go through so you can have a look at them and refer back to them when you have a go at these questions yourselves. And I'll be giving you questions to have a go at throughout this video, especially after this particular example. So how do we work this out? Work out the size of angle X, and it's giving us all the other angles apart from this one missing angle. Well, first, of course, I need to know what the angles in that shape must have to add up to. And this is where I use that formula of the sum of the interior angles. So I need to know the number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 5 sides. 5 take away 2 is 3. And then 3 times by 180. 3 times 180. Well, 3 times 100 is 300. 3 times 80 is 240. So altogether, this is going to be 540 degrees. Okay, now remember what I said. That is what they should all add up to, the sum of the interior angles. So all I now need to do is add all of these up, see what they make, and then take it away from 540. So 95 plus 123 plus 117 plus 86 equals, I'm just going to do this on a calculator, equals 421. So the total 540 take away from 421 equals 119 degrees. So X equals 119 degrees. Okay. Have you got that? Have you got that written down? If you're watching this obviously after, then you can pause this, get that written down. And in a second, I'm going to give you a question to have a go yourselves. And then I'll go through the answer and then you can see if you've got it right. Here we go. This is your questions. Okay, 2 questions there. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to have a go at those 2. And if you've just joined us live for lesson number 10 of these series of GCSE Maths lessons, this is our very last live GCSE Maths lesson. So let me know if you're watching Let me know what year group you go to, you're in, what school you're in, and I will be happy to mention as many of you as possible. I think just before this lesson, we reached 99 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, just click that subscribe button. Let's get this up to 100. So have a go at working out those angles, and this is the angle that you need to work out on that particular shape there. But I will be uploading maths videos throughout kind of the summer weeks, and hopefully every single week I'll be providing with new maths contents on both foundation tier and higher tier. So make sure you've subscribed so you can get the notifications when I upload a video and have a watch of it, and hopefully you can you know, it can help you, because that's the aim of this channel, to help as many students you know, get through their GCSE maths to pass and get the grades that they want to achieve. Okay, you've had 2 minutes on these questions. Have you worked out the size of the angle Y's on each of these shapes? Okay, guys, and that is your time up on those questions. Did you manage to work them out? Even if you worked out the first one and didn't get round to working out the second one, well done. If you worked out both of them, great. Let's have a look and to see if they're right. So the first one, we need to work out the missing angle here. It's given us all the other angles. So of course we need to work out what all of the angles should really add up to, the total of them. So number of sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got 6 sides. So take away 2, which is 4, and then 4 times 180, which is 720 degrees. Then I need to add up the angles that they've given me, and a lot of people get caught out sometimes because they don't spot that angle that's 90 degrees. Okay, and a lot of students I've seen and just forget to add that on. So don't forget that. So we've got 90 plus 170 plus 75 plus 110 plus 130, which should, just work that out, is 575. So the total 720, take away 575, is 145 degrees. So Y for the first answer is 145. Did you work it out? And that looks about right. Looks bigger than 90. So it's always to just have a look and see, although these diagrams aren't drawn accurately, it's just good to have a look at that. Let's have a look at this next one then. How do we work this one out? Because it's only given us that one angle. Now this is a regular shape because all the sides are the same. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an octagon. It's a regular octagon, which means not only all the sides will be the same, but all the angles will be the same. So I could always label these as all of these as y's. They're all the same. Okay. So we would start by working out what they all add up to. So 8 take away 2 is 6. 6 times 180 degrees. That would be 1080. That's the total. Remember, the sum of the interior angles. We only want one of them. And this time we're going to divide it by 8 because there are 8 angles and all of them are the same. So divide that by 8, which will tell us one of them, which is 135 degrees. Y equals 135 degrees. Did you get it right? Well done if you did. What we're going to have a look at now is an exam style question on this. This is typically the kind of question that they would ask you in an exam paper, and it looks scary, doesn't it? All these shapes. How do we work it out? But let's just think about this, and hopefully you'll be a lot more confident when you see this kind of question, if you see this kind of question in an exam paper. I am going to give you a question to have a go at yourselves after this. So if you want to make some notes, you can do. Or for this one, you might just want to watch and take it in and try to understand it as much as possible, and then have a go at the question that I'm about to give you after this. So how do we work this out? Well, firstly, I'm thinking about what information do I need in order to work out angle X? And that's how I kind of try to attempt any problem solving question. I either think, what information do I need to know before working out this angle, or can I work it out straight away? And I can't work it out straight away because I don't have enough information. But what I can do is think, well, what do I need to know before working out the angle X? And if I can work out these angles here, if I can work those 3 angles out, then I'll be able to work out angle X, because all of these angles are around a point and make a full circle, which means they have to add up to 360. So if I can work out those 3, I can work out then angle X. So can I work out those 3 angles? And the answer is yes, we can, because these are pentagons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I just focus on one of those pentagons, these are all pentagons, so they're all the same. Therefore, all of these angles will all be the same. I just need to work out one of these angles for the pentagon. So how do I do that? Well, 5 has got 5 sides. Use the sum of the interior angles rule to work out the total. 5 take away 2 is 3. 3 times 180 is 540. That's what all of the angles in the pentagon add up to. But I only want to know one of them. So divide them by 5. Divide this by 5 because it's a regular shape and all the angles in that pentagon will be the same. 108. So that means that this angle here is 108. But because they're all pentagons, all of these add up to 108 degrees. So all I need to do now is add up 3 lots of 108 and then take that away from 360 to find out what X equals. 108. I'm just going to times it by 3. So 324 and then 360, because angles around a point add up to 360. Take away the 324. Well, if I add on 6, that gives me 30. Add another 30. So X equals 36 degrees. Okay, that is how you would work it out. But always give yourselves time to just think about the question and plan out how you're going to work it out. If you don't have a plan, you're going to be wasting a lot of time. Maybe doing things that you don't necessarily need to. So spend a bit of time formulating the plan before you, rather than jumping straight into a question like that. Right, I'm going to give you one of these to have a go at yourselves. I'll go through it afterwards and you'll be able to see if you got it right. Here we go. Another 3 minutes on this final question. Can you work this one out? And if you're watching right now, you know, thank you for watching this live lesson. Do share this with your friends as well. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel where I'll be posting more maths videos, and definitely in the future I'll be doing more live streams, you know, for GCSE revision, maybe even some A-level revision a bit later on in the year. So do subscribe. Okay, you've had 1 minute on this question. Can you work it out? Can you work out what angle Y is for this one? I will be going through it in a couple of minutes. And don't forget, with any of these live videos that I do, make sure you check out the link, which I will be putting in the comment section straight after this lesson, which will be a link to more questions on this topic, on working out the interior angles of polygons. And it's so important that you do lots and lots of practice. You know, it'd be even better maybe if you, in 2 weeks' time, if you go back to that link and attempt even more questions to see if it stayed in your memory or if you've forgotten. What we want to do and what we want to achieve is to put this into your long-term memory, so that when you look at this type of question in the exam, you know it's right there, you know the formula for some of the interior angles, you know how to work it out, and you're confident. Okay, just a few more seconds and then I'm going to go through this question. All right, time's up. Let's have a look how we work this out. So now we've got two different regular shapes. Here we've got a hexagon and an octagon, so a 6-sided shape and an 8-sided shape. So we need to think about these separately. We can't think of this as a one shape, because you know that one shape doesn't have all the same sizes and all the same angles. So we need to think of this as two separate shapes. And in this shape, in this hexagon, all of its angles, all of its interior angles will be the same, and in the octagon, all of its interior angles will also be the same. So how can I work out angle Y? Well, in this one, if I work out those two angles, I'll be able to work out angle Y, because again, angles around a point, angles in a full circle add up to 360 degrees. So I need to work out these two. So this is part of the octagon. It's one of the interior angles for the octagon, which I can work out. I'm just going to label these A and B, and which is going to make it easier for you to understand and for me to set out. So let's start with A. That's part of the hexagon. It's the interior angle of the hexagon. So I'm going to work out the sum of the interior angles first. So 6 take away 2. 4 times 180 equals 720 degrees. And then that's the total. I only want one And because they're all the same in the hexagon, it's a regular shape, divide that by 6, gives me 120 degrees. So A is 120 degrees. I'm just going to put that here. And now I'm going to work out B in the same way. This time it's an 8-sided shape. So 8 take away 2 is 6. 6 times 180 is 1080. And then divide that by 8 to give me one of these angles is 135 degrees. So B equals 135. So all I need to do now is add them two together, take it away from 360 degrees. So 120 plus 135 is 255. 360, take away 255 equals 105 degrees. So Y equals 105 degrees. And that is it. That is how you attempt that exam style question. Now that is just one type of exam style question. This is why it's so important that you after this lesson that you go and attempt more and different styles of question, so that you can familiarize yourselves with different styles and get used to using this skill to attempt problem solving type of questions. Okay, so that is the last lesson of our series of live GCSE maths lessons. Thank you for watching this one lesson. If you've watched all 10 lessons, thank you very much for watching them. If you watched just if the first 5 or 3 of them, or like I said, just the one, thank you for watching. I do appreciate you watching, and I do hope this has helped you, or this particular lesson or the series of lessons that you've watched have helped you to improve your understanding of that particular topic, and most importantly, helped you to improve your understanding of maths. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, do subscribe and click that subscribe button. If you are watching this, then give this video a little like. I will be uploading more videos throughout the weeks on new topics, some higher topics, some foundation topics, and just some A-level topics as well, a mixture of maths topics over the weeks to help you to continue to improve. So do let me know, if there's a particular topic you would like to see me teach, and I'll definitely get around to making a video and uploading that for you guys. So this is the very last lesson of my live GCSE maths lessons. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great summer break.